About 2 months ago, I did another replay of one of my favorite games of earlier this year, an isometric RPG made by Obsidian Entertainment named Tyranny. Keeping up with that theme of me playing Obsidian Entertainment RPGs, we have one of my favorite games of all time in this video. A game that truly shocked me, even as a young gamer that knew nothing about the industry or the artwork that goes behind making a video game. It offers an in-depth story, a comically hilarious character creation system, and fantastic gameplay, alongside really, really incredible characters. If you haven't guessed it by now, I'm talking about Fallout New Vegas. After Tyranny, I spent a lot of time going back and replaying New Vegas just to kind of sink some time into a game. My World of Warcraft subscription ran out. I haven't really been wanting to get another one, so I needed another game to fill the empty hours between schoolwork and sleep. And New Vegas thankfully swooped in and saved the day, and here I am, a couple weeks later with another video. Now, those of you that know me well understand that I play Fallout New Vegas pretty regularly these days. I just thoroughly love this game. But when it first came out, I didn't think it was going to be all that great. You see, I had just finished Fallout 3, and I thought that the game was better than sliced bread. It blew my mind as a kid. So my opinion on that game has since changed, but I'll leave that to another video. It's kind of irrelevant at this point. Suffice to say, I thought New Vegas was just glorified DLC. It didn't look like it was really changing anything, but that changed when I took my first big bite in the game. I remember exactly the moment that I fell in love with New Vegas. It's about 2 hours into the game. Good Springs is a great starting area, but it really didn't catch my interest. Like, I had just come from killing giant green assholes in a national mall. I had really no interest in killing geckos for a tiny city outside of where the real action was at. I wanted to get to New Vegas. It was the hub of civilization in the Mojave. The place where all the fun was, the gambling, the prostitutes, the guns. It was where everything was in this game. I knew it had quests for experience and for loot, and I wanted to get there. So when I finally completed Good Springs and I got my bearings on the controls with my Pip-Boy, I noticed that Good Springs was pretty far south in terms of map location, and that New Vegas was far north. I was bummed, I was pissed, but I took note of that long highway that would lead me right to New Vegas, and I could reach it from Good Springs. I was hyped. I mean, honestly, it was like Obsidian had just laid this. It was literally Obsidian had laid this road from Good Springs to New Vegas, and I could get there, and it was just there. And how could I not be excited? New Vegas is on the cover of the game. It was in the trailers and the cinematics. It could be seen from most areas of the game, and at night it lit up the sky. It was a place that I wanted to be, so I gathered my things, sold some shit, and made my way to the highway. As I traveled north, I thought to myself how wonderful it was that Obsidian would let players so easily travel to New Vegas in the starting area. I didn't think there'd be anything difficult to encounter, considering I completely missed the Cazadors just over the ridge north of Good Springs. I didn't have anything to worry about anyways. Fallout 3 had a level scaling system for most locations in the game, so New Vegas surely used the same system, right? Fuck no. I was very, very wrong. You see, as you travel along north along that highway, you come across a tiny mining town named Sloan, and they warn you of Quarry Junction, a place infested with deathclaws. A good enough warning, but if you're like me, you either avoided entering Sloan or just disregarded the warning, as you soon realized the mistakes you had just made. Quarry Junction is a torturous, hellish place, as you see so clearly in the New Vegas and ruins of Outer Vegas just ahead of you. And yet, there are countless deathclaws packed into a tiny space of land. The worst part is that it's near impossible to avoid them, even late game they're difficult to kill. I realized at that moment that I wasn't going to be able to avoid Quarry Junction, and that I would have followed the road south, and I think that, though I was temporarily upset that Quarry Junction existed, I enjoyed going south much more than I would have just running straight to New Vegas. This is the genius behind New Vegas' map design. New Vegas is a sandbox game. Let's not get that twisted. But Obsidian ensured that you would hit a hard wall trying to head north, and I don't think that was a bad decision at all. The north is filled with swarms of fiends, robots, plant monsters, and all sorts of crazy shit that are high level and would surely pound a lower level player into the ground. By creating Quarry Junction, Obsidian avoided having players travel north only to get crushed by harder enemies and get too frustrated to play the game. The presence of Quarry Junction also showed people like me that New Vegas wasn't just Fallout 3 with a different filter, but it was a completely different beast. The genius of the map design doesn't stop at Quarry Junction just like the player does. but instead extends down to the south, where players encounter a majority of the factions in the game and learns more about the world through subtle storytelling, through NPCs and things to be seen just in the wastes. The pathway to the south also guides you to many wonderful quests that establish just how important the battle for Hoover Dam is, as well as cues the player into the ridiculous humor that New Vegas uses. One moment you're talking to a man who set an entire town on fire and crucified the population, and the next moment you're helping Jason Bright and his zombie-esque ghouls reach space through tiny rockets. These quests happen closer together because the design of the map allows it to do so, and offers the player an understanding of the dual nature of the wasteland. When you finally cross into the borders of Vegas, you're much more aware of the political climate of the Mojave wasteland, and you're much more prepared to make a decision on who should rule New Vegas. In conclusion, I give major praise to the map design of Fallout New Vegas, because, more than anything, it guides the player along a path that will immerse them in the wild world of the Mojave wasteland. Though the map may seem like something insignificant to most players, it was something that I first noticed during my recent time with the game, and I'm glad I did. It made me really appreciate arriving at New Vegas so much more. And what made me feel like a certified badass when I killed a Deathclaw with a stick of dynamite and a .22 silenced pistol just so I could sprint through Quarry Junction. I haven't yet played Fallout New Vegas for whatever reason, or if you haven't played Fallout New Vegas for whatever reason, I highly recommend it. It definitely finds itself in my top 10 games of all time, probably in the top 3, and I think most people will enjoy it. If you like this video, please give me a like and share it with your friends. If you didn't like this video, please dislike and also share so you and your friends can make fun of me. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and until next time, have a good one. Cheers.